The camera turned on at exactly 2:17 in the morning, and what it recorded was never meant to be seen. If you are alone right now, I need you to listen carefully, because this is not just a story about a missing man. This is about how easily the human mind can be bent, how truth can be buried, and how a 13-year-old girl proved that sometimes the scariest thing is not a monster in the dark, but the people who tell you the monster is only in your head. Stay with me, because what happened inside that quiet apartment in Chicago will make you question how much of your own reality is truly yours. Before we go deeper, take 1 second to like this video and subscribe to Mindforge, because stories like this are not just entertainment. They are reminders to look twice at the world around you. Now let me tell you about Daniel Harper. Daniel was not the kind of man people feared. He was calm, soft-spoken, and patient. He worked as a child psychologist in downtown Chicago. Parents trusted him with their children. Schools invited him to speak about anxiety and trauma. He understood fear better than most people because he helped others face it every day. It started small. He began checking the locks twice before bed, then 3 times. He installed a new security camera system inside the apartment, saying it was just for safety. His 13-year-old daughter Lily thought he was being overprotective. She had lost her mother years ago, and it had always been just the two of them. Daniel was her safe place, her steady ground. Then he started saying someone was watching them. At first he said it calmly. He told Lily that sometimes people in power do not like when you ask the wrong questions. Lily did not understand. She thought maybe one of his patients had become unstable. The police thought the same when he reported a tall figure standing in the hallway late at night. There was no sign of forced entry. No fingerprints, no evidence, just Daniel's word. His coworkers noticed he looked tired, dark circles under his eyes. He would pause mid-sentence during meetings as if listening to something no one else could hear. Quietly, they suggested he take time off. One even recommended he see a therapist himself. Daniel laughed it off in public. But at home, he began recording videos at exactly 2:17 a.m. every night. In each recording, he sat in the living room, facing the camera, speaking in a low, steady voice. He said if anything happened to him, it was not an accident. He said he was not losing his mind. He said the shadow was real. 3 days later, he vanished. Lily woke up for school and found the apartment silent. His bed was empty. The front door was locked from the inside. One kitchen window was slightly open. His phone lay on the table. His wallet was still in the drawer. It made no sense. The police searched the building, questioned neighbors, scanned security footage from the street. Nothing. No sign of struggle. No sign of him leaving. Within a week, the narrative shifted. Detectives gently suggested that Daniel may have walked away. They spoke about stress, about psychological breakdown, about unresolved grief. They hinted that he might have staged the fear. The case slowly cooled, but Lily could not accept that answer. Grief did not hit her the way people expected. She did not cry loudly. She did not scream. Instead, she watched. She replayed the indoor security footage again and again. She focused on details adults overlooked. At 2:17 in the final video, her father was speaking calmly. Behind him was the hallway leading to her bedroom. The lights were off. Everything looked normal. Then she paused the frame. In the reflection of the black TV screen, there was a shape, a tall outline near the hallway. Too solid to be a shadow, too still to be light distortion. Her heart began to race. She zoomed in. The shape had shoulders, a head, long arms. And it was not moving. She took the footage to the police. They studied it and shook their heads. Glare, they said, camera glitch. Our brains see patterns in darkness. They were kind but dismissive. That was the moment Lily realized she was alone. She began searching through her father's laptop. Most of it was protected, but she remembered something he once told her as a joke. The most important things in life are right in front of you. She typed in her own birthday. The computer unlocked a hidden folder. Inside were audio files from therapy sessions. But the patients were not children, they were adults. All former employees of a biotech company called Neuravax Solutions. Lily had never heard that name before. She listened to the first recording. A man described a recurring nightmare. A tall, faceless figure watching him from the corner of his bedroom. He felt awake, but unable to move. He heard whispers he could not understand. He believed he was going insane. The second recording was nearly identical. Different voice, same description, tall figure, corner of the room, whispering. The third, the fourth, the fifth. Every patient had worked in the same department at Neurovax. Every patient described the same hallucination. Daniel had written notes in a digital journal. He questioned whether these were shared delusions or something else. He wrote about subliminal audio frequencies, about behavioral conditioning, about experimental trials disguised as workplace wellness programs. One line stood out to Lily. It said, "This is not mental illness, this is external influence." Her breathing became heavy. She researched Neurovax online. Publicly, it was a respected biotech company specializing in cognitive enhancement. Quietly, there were rumors of military contracts, research grants for neural stimulation. 3 weeks after Daniel disappeared, Lily received a small package with no return address. Inside was a flash drive. Her hands trembled as she plugged it into her laptop. A single video file appeared. Her father sat in what looked like a storage room. His face was thinner, his eyes tired but clear. "If you are watching this," he said, "then they did not erase everything. Lily, listen carefully. They told me the shadow was in my mind. They tried to prove it with tests. They played sounds I could not hear but could feel. They wanted me to doubt myself. Because once you doubt your own senses, you become controllable." He paused and looked slightly to his left. "You must not let them convince you that what you see is not real. The shadow is a projection triggered by frequency patterns. It is designed to create fear and obedience. I discovered it by accident while treating their employees. I connected the pattern. That is why I had to be removed." The camera shifted slightly as if bumped. In the dark corner behind him stood the same tall shape from the security footage. The video ended abruptly. For the first time since his disappearance, Lily cried. Not from weakness, but from certainty. He had not abandoned her. He had been taken. Instead of going back to the police, she did something smarter. She uploaded the therapy recordings and the final video to multiple anonymous accounts online. She sent links to journalists, bloggers, independent investigators. She did not accuse anyone directly. She simply asked a question. Why do dozens of former employees describe the exact same shadow before developing severe anxiety? Within days, the story began spreading. Neurovax issued a statement denying all allegations. They called the recordings fabricated. They expressed sympathy for Daniel Harper's mental health struggles. They insisted their research followed strict ethical guidelines, but something changed. Former employees began commenting under the posts. Some said they too had seen the figure. Some said they had been forced to sign non-disclosure agreements after leaving the company. One anonymous user claimed the experiments involved low-frequency sound waves designed to influence emotional states. The police reopened the investigation quietly. Lily noticed something else. The 2:17 a.m. camera activations had stopped after Daniel vanished. Until one night, 3 months later, when her bedroom camera turned on by itself, she was awake. She sat up slowly and looked toward the corner of her room. For a second, she saw nothing. Then her laptop screen flickered. A faint outline appeared near the closet. Tall, still, watching, her heart pounded, but she did not scream. Instead, she grabbed her phone and started recording. If this is frequency-based, she whispered to herself, then it needs a signal. She played loud, random noise from a video online, static, harsh, and chaotic. The shape seemed to distort, as if breaking apart. Her father's words echoed in her mind. Once you doubt your own senses, you become controllable. She refused to doubt. The outline faded. The next morning, she uploaded that recording too. Public pressure grew stronger. Investigative reporters dug deeper into Neurovax contracts. Financial records revealed secret partnerships with defense agencies. A former engineer came forward claiming the company had been developing emotional response manipulation technology. Officially, nothing was proven. Officially, Daniel Harper was still listed as a missing person who likely suffered a psychological collapse. But unofficially, the world was watching Neurovax now, and the shadow sightings among former employees slowly stopped. Lily never found her father, at least not physically, but she found his truth. She learned that power does not always silence people with force. Sometimes it uses doubt. Sometimes it convinces you that your fear is imaginary, that your instincts are flawed, that your memory is broken. Years later, when Lily turned 18, she started studying neuroscience. She gave her first public talk at a small conference about ethical boundaries in cognitive research. She did not mention Neurovax by name. She did not tell the full story. But she ended with one sentence. If enough people see the same shadow, maybe it is time to question the light. To this day, the case of Daniel Harper remains unsolved. His apartment was eventually sold. The new owners removed the old security cameras. But somewhere on the internet, the 2:17 a.m. video still exists. And sometimes, late at night, people claim they see something in the reflection behind him. Maybe it is just distortion. Maybe it is just the mind filling in blanks. Or maybe Daniel was never crazy at all. If this story made you think, if it made you question how easily reality can be shaped, then tell me in the comments what you believe. Was the shadow technology, fear, or something even darker? Share this video with someone who loves psychological thrillers. And subscribe to Mindforge for more stories that challenge what you think you know. Because sometimes the most dangerous weapon in the world is not a machine. It is the ability to make you doubt your own eyes. The truth is darker than you think. Comment if you felt it, share with your bravest friend, and follow to see the secrets unfold.